Right, good morning. Let's get started with our 5 day weight loss intermittent fasting challenge. So, hello to all the new people, and hello to all the people who've done this before. So, just because there's new people on here, we'll just make the assumptions everybody's new and we'll just talk about it as if you know nothing, which is the best way to approach it sometimes because it's just after Christmas. And even though you've heard some of this before, it just keeps everything fresh in your head. So, 5 day intermittent fasting challenge. What should we expect here? Now, what you should expect is, as well as dramatic weight loss, and I do mean dramatic weight loss, is feeling energized, good sleep pattern, good mood. You can feel like things like your skin and stuff like that, the quality of it is going to start to improve. And what we'll do over the next 5 days is I'll be posting wee videos on the benefits of fasting and all these different protocols, how it works, why it works, pros and cons, what to expect, what not to expect, all this kind of stuff. My advice, guys, is, and anybody that has done this before will tell you, follow the protocols to the letter and you will be amazed at the results you get. If you don't follow to the letter, you'll get some results. It's still going to work for you. But honestly, like, once you've watched this video, a couple of these from last year, post up, the difference between giving this 100% and not giving it 100%, it is drastic. So a couple of wee things we want to talk about. Some of the things that you need to prioritize, and you need to make sure that we get this right, because what we want to, yes, we want to lose weight. That's why we've all joined this group. Weight loss, that's what attracts you in here. That's what brings you in, right? Especially after Christmas. I need to lose a bit of weight. Happy days. Intermittent fasting is a phenomenal tool for that, but there's so many other amazing benefits of intermittent fasting, and why I recommend it, why I think you should be doing it, right? Especially for women, perimenopause and menopause, PCOS, anything like that. People who just struggle, they lose weight. This is an absolutely fantastic tool. People who can't diet all the time, or you struggle to lose weight and you put it back on again. The way we run these challenges is we do them once a month, the start of the month, for 5 days. And what's been happening to the people who've been doing this now regularly is they do a 5 day challenge, they lose maybe half a stone, and then they just maintain the rest of the month. So they're not on a diet, they're not trying to work, they focus on food all the time, they're not hyper vigilant on the scales. They just relax for the rest of the month, and then the start of the new month, we lose another half a stone, and again another half a stone. So we keep repeating it every month, so you're not constantly in a diet. The benefit of this is a thing called metabolic adaptation. If you're always in a diet, I'm sure most of you, I don't want to say the word elderly women, but elderly being over the age of 55, and you've been a chronic dieter your whole life, you'll realize that it gets harder and harder and harder to lose weight. That's because of metabolic adaptation. You've been starving your body so many times of nutrients and calories, especially if you try the low-fat diet. The metabolism just says, I'm not giving you any more body fat, we're just not doing it no more. That's metabolic adaptation. As with this, gets rid of that, because we have 5 days, boom, hardcore, relax, that's it. We don't have any time for the metabolism to adapt to the reduction in calories, all right? Because if your calories are just low, your metabolism just slows down as your body tries to adapt to those energy levels that are coming in. Now, I'm going to post up a lot of wee videos here and information on fasting, your body, metabolism, how it works. My advice is, guys, please watch them all. The way that I always do things is the way I see it is, the better I understand it, the easier it is for me to implement it. All right. So if I can get you to really understand what's happening with your body from a physiological point of view, from an emotional point of view, all that kind of stuff, it's much easier for you to actually do it. All right. It's much harder for you. It's easier for you to understand why you're feeling what you're feeling. Oh, I'm feeling hungry. What's this feeling? Why am I feeling this? Well, here's why you're feeling hungry, and you shouldn't be, because if you had done this, so it just makes it easier. So every month when the fasting challenge comes back up, you're not just knowing what's going to happen, but you're actually looking forward to it, because you understand the process. Because one of the things that we need if we're going to have weight loss, and again, if you ever watch any of my videos, I always push this: successful weight loss means you lost weight and kept it off. Didn't lose weight and put it back on again and more. That's not successful, right? There's no point saying I want to get rich if I get £1 million, but I spend it 2 days later, I have no money left. Right? I want to lose weight and keep it off, and have a nice lifestyle of balance where I can sustain this forever. So sustainability, enjoyability. So the 5 day challenge as well has been, it is tough, we're not going to lie, that's why it's called a challenge, but it's enjoyable because you should feel good, which means after this 5 days, you should look forward to the next one, right? But in between that, we can relax, we can live life, we can go to McDonald's with the kids, we can do all the things we have to do without stressing about constantly focusing on food, which brings up one more point. My advice is, I know you're not going to listen to it, I say this every time, and I know you don't care, I know you're not going to listen, but I have to give it to you anyway. I would not step in the scales for the full 5 days. We're going to weigh in tonight, we're going to weigh in Saturday morning. Don't step in the scales going, oh, I hope. Trust the process. It's a more filling sense of achievement to get on the scales on Saturday morning, see £6, half a stone, £7, £8, and stepping on every day and seeing wee increments. We want to enjoy the process. I'm doing this over 30 years. I have never met a woman, right? Some men, but I don't think I've ever met a woman who has a good emotional relationship with a set of scales. It's like a fucking bad boyfriend. No matter how many times he cheats on you and lies on you, you still come back every day for more. That's exactly what scales are, because you don't even understand what you're reading on the scales. Because when you read your weight, you're not reading your body fat. And we'll go on to this again in another video, and about getting rid of the emotional sort of barriers that stop us from losing weight and keeping it off. So this also should get rid of all that. Now, I seen earlier some of you were posting about grocery bills or grocery lists and shopping. The key to this is eating the food that you want and the food that you enjoy, right? There's no point in trying to change and overhaul your diet if it's not what you usually do, because your habitual actions and your subconscious behavior will dictate what happens, right? Again, enjoyability is the key. Now, what we do want here is we want to make sure we have our hydration drink in the morning and we have a protein shake half an hour before our first meal. These are the most two important steps of the whole protocol, right? So what's going to happen tomorrow is, if this is the first time that you've ever done intermittent fasting, your first meal will be at 1 o'clock. Your last meal will be at 8. That will give you a 7-hour eating window. So our intermittent fasting protocol is basically what we call time restrictive eating. So we have an eating window. So we're going to eat for 7 hours. If you've done this before, we're going to go to 6 hours. I know on the last challenge that we did before Christmas, we pushed it a bit more hardcore, but you were experienced at that time, and you also had several sort of months of getting your body used to it. Because of the Christmas period and because there's been so much carbohydrates coming in, I would start off with a 6-hour one. All right, go easy on your body, because you'll go hypoglycemic. There's just been too much sugar coming, too much carbohydrates. When I say sugar, I mean carbohydrates, bread, pasta, potatoes, all that kind of stuff. So you've been working on glycogen. Again, if you don't really understand what we're talking about, it'll all be clear in the videos that come. So you're going to have your first meal at 6 o'clock or 1 o'clock tomorrow and stop eating at 8. Half an hour before your first meal, so 12 or half 12, you're going to have 2 scoops of whey protein. Now, I know some of you don't like whey protein. Any protein will do, but there's a reason why I say whey protein. One of the things that happen here when we're intermittent fasting is all well and good. And again, we'll break these down as we go along. So excuse the fact I'm just getting me sort of bullet points in this first video, but we want to make sure you understand a wee bit before we go a wee bit more in depth with it. It's okay fasting. Like, I can fast all day, but see, as soon as I start eating, I just want to keep eating, and it's very hard, because what you have to understand is intermittent fasting, it's not a magic pill to weight loss. There's nothing magic about it. It's a way to restrict calories, right? So anybody, anytime, ever in history or ever will lose weight, is because they created a caloric deficit. Again, I'm going to do a video later on today on what that actually means. What is energy? What's a caloric deficit? What's a surplus? How do we lose weight? What's the physiology of it? Because you have to understand it. You have to understand it if you're going to be successful with this. You need to understand what's happening with your body, especially when you step in the scales at the end of the week and you think, oh, I only lost £8, I'm raging, right? When you don't even understand what £8 even is. 1 pound of body fat is 3,500 calories. So 3,500 times that by 8, I'm not even going to do the maths at the moment, but that's a lot of calories. Where are you getting those calories from? So you have to understand what's happening with your body here. You've got to understand the physiology of it. So intermittent fasting is a way to restrict calories. We've got 3 ways in which we can create a caloric deficit to lose weight. 1, counting calories. Just wake up in the morning, eat the food, the breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks that you normally have, but restrict them to a set amount of calories. So for example, for me to lose weight, I need to eat 2,500 calories. I can divide that into 5 small meals of 500 calories, 500, 500, 500, 500, I'll hit my target, and I'll lose about £1 a week. But in that scenario, a 500 calorie meal with me doesn't even scratch the surface. After that, I'm starving and I'm just looking for more food. So I then hyper focus on the next meal and next meal and next meal and next meal. And by that stage, I've probably overconsumed calories. The next thing that we can do is we can do dietary restriction, which is, like, for example, keto. Restriction means we remove one of the dietary sources. Remember, you've got your fats, carbs, and protein. We can remove carbohydrates. You'll normally find that the average person, carbohydrates takes up about 75 to 80% of the food that you eat during the day. If we remove that, then we've removed a lot of calories, right? We don't know how many calories we've removed, but we can nearly guarantee if we do this every single day that we're in a caloric deficit because we're not eating the food source that we normally eat most of. We're just eating protein and fats, which is keto. Then we've got intermittent fasting or time restrictive eating. If I only eat for 4 hours a day, every day, well, then I can pretty much guarantee I'm in a caloric deficit because there's only so many calories I can eat in 4 hours. Well, some of these, right? Unfortunately, some of you can put away more calories in 4 hours than some people can put away in a whole day. That's when they start to get a wee bit more individual and maybe combine systems. I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I'm also going to count calories. I can do intermittent fasting, I can do keto, and I can count calories. You can do all three. But what we're trying to do here is we're trying to do the least amount possible to get the biggest reward from. We don't want to be counting calories all our life. We don't want to really be restricting carbohydrates. Well, some of us can. I was in keto for about 10 years. I enjoyed it. But once kids came along and you're going to McDonald's and you're doing things like this, and the way Izzy wants to eat, she doesn't want to make a dinner every night that doesn't have carbs in it, so I'm going to sit down and eat spaghetti bolognese. So I changed it, but I could do keto and fasting and calorie counting and really be hardcore, right? But intermittent fasting is basically just a form of calorie restriction by restricting the amount of time that you're eating. So over the next 5 days, we're going to experiment with different eating windows. 7, 6, 4, 2. That's how it's going to taper along. Again, if you've done this before, jump straight to 6. Even if you've been doing it over Christmas, jump to 4. But don't go straight to the OMAD or the Warrior, because your body has to adapt a wee bit, and it's going to work anyway. All right. So we'll think about all those different scenarios that are coming your way. So intermittent fasting is not a magic pill, right? It's a way to restrict calories. So when we're eating during that window, just eat what you normally eat, but be mindful of it, because we're trying to create mindful eating during the rest of the month. So for example, this is how it looks for me. I'll have the protein shake at say 2 o'clock. Well, about 2 o'clock, a protein shake, because I've just finished weight training. At about 3 o'clock, I'll have 4 scrambled eggs, half an avocado. Later on in the evening, I'll have another protein shake, and at night, I'll have dinner. Then after dinner, I'll have about a Greek yogurt with a scoop of whey protein mixed through it, blueberries and strawberries, and raspberries, and a wee bit of honey and a wee bit of dark chocolate mixed through that. That's my normal day's eating. Dinner is whatever is made for me for dinner. I don't ask for anything to be weighed. I don't ask for anything to be restricted. It's hard enough cooking for a family without trying to be specific to me, and that's what I want for you. I don't want you thinking, oh, I can't eat this, I have to eat that. You're prepping 5 dinners, because realistically, how sustainable is that? We're trying to create a sustainable lifestyle that we can lose weight once a month for 5 days, really hardcore, and it is hardcore, I'm not going to lie. But if I said to you, you only have to do 5 days and we can lose half a stone, right? And we did it every single month, how much weight would you lose over a year? Without even having to really try. I mean, at the end of the 5 days, you've got Saturday night off, you've got Sunday night off. It's just 5 days, once a month. And trust me, as some of the people post up who did it last year, it works, and it works really, really well. So we're trying to do the minimum stuff in our life that we're going to get the absolute maximum return from, but at the same time create sustainability and ultimately enjoyability. This has to be enjoyable. Now, some of you have never done this before. You're probably thinking, oh, I will die of starvation. I could not eat till 1 o'clock. I'll be just thinking about food all day. Yes, because you're programmed that way, right? And we'll talk about the psychology and all that goes along and the way the body works. Guys, what I need you to understand, if you have body fat on your body, you have fuel, right? You need to stop thinking about putting food in your mouth as this satiety thing. Oh, I need energy, so I'm going to eat. The human body's not designed for this. You've got to understand that we evolved over 300, 400, 500,000 years scarcely having food. And all of a sudden, you think because you've gone to fucking 1 o'clock that you're going to die of fucking starvation. Jesus Lord, right? It's not going to happen. The reason why most of you get those hunger pangs is because of dehydration. We'll talk about the dehydration again probably tomorrow, but just know the hydration drink in the morning is vital. Your apple cider vinegar, 1 capful or 2 capfuls, I like 2 capfuls, and a wee bit of water, squeeze a lemon, 2 or 3 grains of Himalayan salt, rock salt, table salt, or sorry, not table salt, Celtic salt, sea salt, Himalayan salt, proper salt. Salt is basically minerals. All your minerals, there's 86 minerals in sea salt. All the minerals that keep the body hydrated. And again, I'll go into the reason why that happens. Drinking copious amount of water will just actually dehydrate you more if there's no way for the body or the muscle specifically to retain the fluid that's coming in. So we need, because we're not eating food, we don't have carbohydrates, because basically carbohydrates stores in the muscle as glycogen, and the glycogen holds water in the muscle, which keeps that muscle hydrated. We're not eating any carbohydrates or any food over that fasted time. Therefore, we deplete the energy stored in the muscle. Therefore, we also deplete the fluid that's been stored in the muscle. But sodium will do the same thing. You've got what's called a sodium-potassium pump, and that will keep the muscle hydrated so you don't feel hungry, because the body will signal hunger with a hormone called ghrelin. And ghrelin will signal when your body needs something, right? Some nutrient, not necessarily food. So if I'm dehydrated and depleted of minerals, my body will go, I need something. It can't just give you a signal, oh, I need potassium, oh, I need calcium, or I need this. It just goes, hunger. Boom. So if we keep the body hydrated, we stave off that hunger. Someone once in the group will tell you, we were going 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day, and feeling great and not feeling hungry. In fact, actually getting to that food time and eating one and going, I could probably just keep going till tomorrow because I feel great, because the energy is actually coming from your body fat. And that's the objective. Every time you put food in your mouth, you are not burning body fat, because there's now insulin being released by the pancreas. We want the pancreas to start using a thing called glucagon. Again, we'll go into this later. So when you wake up in the morning, as soon as you wake up, you're taking your hydration drink. Lemon, apple cider vinegar, water, salt, bang. At around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, if you start to feel a wee bit tired or hungry, do that again. It's dehydration. It's not hunger. As long as there's body fat on your body, and I'm sure some of you there's loads, you're not fucking hungry, right? You could probably go through a desert for a month and survive perfectly fine. But it's getting this mentality of food, all right? We're brainwashed. Then we're going to go all day. The only thing you can drink is water, green tea, black coffee. There's no sugar, there's no milk, there's nothing else. There's no sweeteners, there's no Diet Coke, there's no whatever. People always try and come up with some sort of, but can I have this, but can I have this, but can I have this? What age are you? You're not 5, right? You don't need what flavoured water. You're a grown-up. Drink water, black coffee, black tea, green tea. Green tea is actually fantastic because green tea will mobilise fat cells for energy, but make sure you get the non-sweetened stuff. Sometimes you get it mixed with other foods and there's sugar in it. We don't want that insulin spike, so we don't have any insulin at all through that fasted period. Remember, you will be fasted from probably about, if your last meal is at 8 o'clock at night, you're fasted from 8 o'clock, but you're not truly fasted because you're still digesting the last meal, but you'll be fasted from about 1 o'clock in the morning right through. So that's how it works. So stay posted for some more videos. Please, if you have any questions, please just put them on the group. We have a fantastic group of people. The whole point of this WhatsApp group, guys, is see the community that we've built. There's over 100 people on here now, and some of them have been doing it now for the last 6 months. Some are nearly as efficient and as knowledgeable at this as I am. They will answer your questions straight away. See, if you're struggling, you feel hungry, post it up. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that, because whatever you're going to feel, someone's already felt and overcome it. My job as a coach is to give you the information and then help you overcome the obstacles that are going to stop you from being successful. Remember, please remember this. Your goal for the 5 days is, yes, obviously lose a lot of weight. Learn a lot about your body and about how intermittent fasting was going to improve your health, help you sleep better, improve your skin, and reduce inflammation. You know, the massive amount of benefits. Autophagy is a big one. We're going to autophagy. We're going to a whole pile of stuff, hormone regulation, everything. But it's fantastic. So you're going to learn all this over the next 5 days. But if you have any questions, please post them up straight away. Don't be sitting there going, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. When it comes to eating, please just be mindful. If you want to track your calories, just make sure you don't consume any more than 1,000 calories on day one. If you want to track, some people do. Some people just, because it's been Christmas, we're still in that sort of overindulgent mentality, and it's very hard to switch that off. I understand that. I'm in the same boat. It takes a couple of days, maybe a week for me to get my body straight in the system again, so I get rid of that sort of, where's the chocolate, where's the biscuits, all that kind of stuff. But so I'm looking forward to this one. This is going to be really good. After Christmas, the results are always phenomenal. Remember, if you do exactly as I tell you on part of this program, you follow the protocol to the letter, you will love intermittent fasting as much as I do. The results here are phenomenal. But remember, it's not a magic pill. Mindful eating is required. We're going to do this for 5 days. We're going to take the rest of the month off, and then we're going to do 5 days again, and we're going to take the month off. All right, you're going to feel great, feel fantastic. People say, hey, Jesus, you're losing weight in a diet. No, I'm not. I just do intermittent fasting for 5 days once a month. That's a great way to lose weight. All right, any questions, let me know.